Welcome. My name is Purnima. English First Language Part 1. Unit 10. Poem. Photograph. Question Answer Part 2. Ninth Standard 2024-2025 Karnataka State Board Syllabus. Glossary. Paddling. Moving like rowing. Transient. Momentary. Not lasting for long. Rise. Distorted. Comprehension. Stephen, answer the following questions in a sentence or two each. 1. How many people are there in the photograph? There are three people in the photograph. 2. How is the poet related to the people in the photograph? The people in the photograph are the poet's mother and her cousins, Betty and Dolly. 3. Who was taking the snapshot? An uncle was taking the snapshot. 4. Is the mother described in the photo alive? No, she is dead. 5th, which aspect of the mother does the poet like very much? The poet has the sweet memories of the smiling and sweet face of mother, which she likes. This nature of the mother is captured in the photo. C2. Discuss the answers for the following questions with your partner and then write down in your notebook. 1. Why does the writer say, and of this circumstance? There is nothing to say at all. It's silence, silences. The poet says that mother had been dead, and now she finds herself in a situation in which there is nothing to be said, only emptiness. The silence of this situation silences her. In other words, she is left speechless. Fate has killed all the feelings in her. By the phrase of this circumstance, the poet means the circumstance of the death of her mother. The poet puns upon the word silence. Puns means the word that has two meanings. The silence has two meanings here. Since there are no details, what she is left with is silence, and this silence silences her. There are different possible meanings of the use of the word silence. As verb, she cannot say anything as she does not know anything about the circumstance of the death, or she does not have words to express her feelings, or the loss of her mother has shifted her voice. If we go one step further, we can even wonder whether the silence is owing to the unnatural nature of the death of the mother. 2. Does the poet notice any change in the mother after the poet was born? What do you think could have made the change in the mother's face? Yes, the poet notices the change in the mother's face after she was born. This could have been the outcome of sorrowful incidents or hardships in life. Age and ill health also might have made the mother lose the sweetness of her face and smile. The poet is looking at her mother's photograph, which is indeed an old one. With it, she can see how her mother looked when she was in a little girl of 12. The photo shows her on a beach with her two girls, cousins who are younger than her, holding her hand. Might have been windy at that time as their hair was flying on their faces. When the uncle took the photograph, all the three smiled through their flying hair. Looking at the photograph, the poet says that her mother had a sweet face, but it was a time before the poet was born. The sea was washing their feet. The poet says that the sea has changed only a little, but the change has come about the ones whose feet it was washing. After 30 or 40 years, the mother would take out the photograph and take a look at it. By the time she was married and had a daughter, he would laugh a little and say, "Look at Betty and Dolly. See how they have dressed for the beach." By now, she can only remember those days. A huge change has come about her, and she is no longer that small, innocent girl of 12. After some years, when the poet's mother dies, for the poet, her mother's laughter becomes a thing of the past. That's why she says, "The sea holiday was her past, and mine is her laughter." In the same way as the mother remembers her old days, the poet can remember her mother. The poem also shows that in a due course of time, the two of them learned to live with their losses through the loss had made a permanent impression on their right faces. See, why are the feet described transient feet? The word transient means fleeting, passing, or temporary. It is the opposite of permanent. The feet are described with an adjective, transient, to drive home the truth that the impression they make on the sand is transitory. They get washed off by the waves. Everything about life is transient. Single incidents, as well as the whole life itself, are transient. Only nature remains as permanent feature around us. Thus, the poet presents a contrast between human life and the sea. The poem lends itself to multiple interpretations with regard to the transitory nature of the life. If the passage of time is one aspect of the transitory nature of life, sudden unexpected occurrences can also indicate how ephemeral everything is. We can have a different reading of poem here. At one point, the children are posing for the photograph holding their aunt's hand. At another, the sea washes their terribly transient feet. The word terribly makes us wonder whether the children are swept away by the waves of the sea. 3. Answer the following questions on your own. 1. What is the mood of the poet? Melancholy marks the utterances of the poet. The poet has a deep sense of loss on losing her mother, and the tone of sadness is all pervasive. 2. Which line in the poem do you like the most? Why? I like the line, all three stood still to smile through their hair. On the one hand, it creates a powerful mental picture of the three human figures against the breeze on the seashore posing for the photograph. The golden time of childhood when the children are filled with the mirth and are free from all worries and complexities of life is powerfully pictured here. Smiling through the hair is typical of people who pose on seashore. The description captures the innocuous and blithe spirit of the children, which is contrasted against the care and concern of old age. It shows poet's power of observation and description. The line gets connected to the title also. A photograph becomes a metaphor for all that life captures and also loses. Life is transitory, and we are likely to lose many things which we will remember only through photographs. 3. Is there any change in the life of the poet's mother over the years? What kind of a person you think she was? Describe the mother in the poem, do in your own words. The three stanzas of the poem depict the three stages in the life of the mother. As a child with her cousins, as a mother looking at the old photograph, and as a memory for the daughter after her death. She had a smiling and sweet face in the photograph when she posed for it, holding the hands of her cousins. However, the poet cannot remember witnessing the same cheerfulness on the mother's face in her recollections of her mother after she was born. What could have been the reason for the change? Apparently, the poet's mother had posed for the photograph with her cousins when she was young and was not yet bogged down by the responsibilities and hardships of life. As the people age, along with inevitable physical changes, they also experience a change in their mental makeup because of the challenges in life. The line, how they dressed up us for the beach, indicates that the mother herself was quite young and followed the directions given by others when she accompanied her cousins to the beach. Please like, share, and subscribe and save the playlist. Thank you very much. Bye.